So I watched this video, and Brent did an okay job of explaining some things, but I have some notes. You like, Henry, wait. What do you mean you got some notes? I got some goddamn notes, okay? I watched it. And there's some things we gotta touch on. We gotta talk about. I got my notes. So first thing they talk about was a $40 million non-union film. All right. This is me summarizing the video. So if you don't want to go see it, trust me, I don't need to lie or anything like that. Shout out to the person who provided me access to Fanward. I'm not going to shout you out. But they talked about first $40 million non-union film. So they thought that because it was $40 million, they would get more money.
Nope.
No. Walter, then they go backwards. Walter couldn't make any changes to his contract, and why would he? Like, he's not a fucking star. He's not established talent at this point. So that's what it is. Now, ASJ signed his contract 1 week before turning 8. He post-dated it 1 week after turning 18, after his 18th birthday. But he did drop out of high school, so he's a high school dropout. That kind of explains a little bit. The original contract was for 40 episodes, non-union. Benefits was the experience. They said, oh, we're just going to do it because of the experience. We're going to get 40 episodes under our belt. It's going to be great, you know? And it's cool being a superhero. It is. The show became #1 in the world. Now, second season, this where shit started getting murky. Their faces were everywhere. They were on the TV guide. They were popular, but not wealthy. Okay, so they're movie famous, but they still driving around their beater cars, and they're upset because they see Saban. He made $1 billion and we didn't get any money. Okay, so second season contract for he is very misleading right here. He talks about the second season contract for a commercial. And he said the commercial contract was anywhere between $30K and $45K. And I'm like, in the 90s? I don't think they were paying you $30K for a commercial in the 90s. That's more than Seinfeld was making per episode in Seinfeld. That's more than Jerry Seinfeld was making per episode. So I got to call cap on that.
Stop the cap.
What else? They got free Suzukis, but them shits got recalled. Second season, they noticed a lower budget. The lower budget was only noticed, guys. You're gonna get a kick out of this. It was lower. They noticed it was lower because of the food. They we getting less food. They're less food.
Shut up, bitch.
You're getting paid all this money and you're complaining about food. Now, granted, they well, $600 a week ain't much, okay? So they complained about the food. They lamented on the $1 billion profit. They well, he made $1 billion. They're counting Saban's pocket. People start getting in Austin St. John's ear because he's young, dumb, and full of whatever. They start getting into his ear, talking shit you should be getting more. You getting cheated. You're getting cheated. It's unfair. All right. They're getting into his ear because he's young. He don't know no better. He don't know what he doesn't know. And that happens. You're well, shit, man. What was he supposed to do? He didn't know. So they're getting into his ear. It seems noble. He wants to make the show union. He's I want to make it union for everybody. You everybody? Yeah, everybody. Now, it's a little pushback, right? Now, you got to think about this. Let's put yourself in Haim Saban's footstep. Put yourself in his mindset. You just made $1 billion, okay? Or the show did. It generated $1 billion. What are you thinking? He's thinking long term. These guys are thinking short term, and it still shows today. No, I'm not making the show union if I'm Haim Saban, because guess what? I have a 10-year plan. You have a 1-year plan. My 10-year plan does not include me making the show union. And then now I have to report to SAG, and I got to worry about you snitching on me to SAG because you had to work a little overtime. You either do the show or go the fuck home. And that's just what it is. Now, they said this was not fair. They're like, this is not fair. And the only reason it's not fair is because he's reaping all the financial benefits in their eyes, in their short-term vision. All right? Life is not fair, guys. You get what you negotiate. Rule number one of business, you get what you negotiate. The reason other people can renegotiate contracts because they have performance incentives in their contracts because they are proven talent. You being proven talent on a Power Rangers show where you mostly reading lines and doing a little bit of acting and no growth whatsoever, you didn't have too much leverage. Saban had all the leverage. Now, what else happened, right? They complained about the lack of toys and free merch. I'm like, this petty as shit. Y'all complaining that y'all didn't get free toys that they're selling. You complain that you had to pay for your jacket. I'm like, bruh, what are we really talking about if you're complaining about this frivolous shit? Now they finally get into the film in Australia, right? Now they said it was 3 movies. David Yost, there's rumored that he tweeted out the contract was for 2 movies. So they're saying 3, rumored that Yost said 2. Now, contracts typically have no renegotiation unless you put that in the contract. They said in the video, they were offered a little less than $20K per week. For the video, for the movie, for the first movie. And they go on to say, well, this is for months of work or whatever. They never specify how many days of shoot. Normally they say, hey, we're going to need you to shoot for 90 days, 20,000, whatever you want to call it. And $6K more per movie. That was the incentive, $6K more per movie, less than 20,000. So let's just say the first one is at 19, the second one is at 25, the third one's at 31,000. 3 movies. They got main character syndrome, okay? They were jaded by the fans. At this point, they were going to shows and doing things and like, well, we at this show and all the fans appreciate us. Same thing that happened with Karen Ashley. The fans appreciate us and you treating us like shit. And Saban is like, wait, I'm treating you normal. I'm not treating you like shit. This is the same contract that all you people have. What do you mean I'm treating you like shit? Well, you making millions and I'm making pennies. Well, I mean, you signed the contract, right? Yeah, but we didn't know the show was going to pop. I can't help it if you didn't have the vision. I'm sorry, but that's the contract you signed. So he said they felt bullied. I'm like, no one put a gun to your head. All right, now look, to put things in perspective, right? I looked up the episode. I looked this up. Yes, eventually Seinfeld was making $1 million per episode. Okay, Seinfeld cast negotiated $1 million per episode, but they missed out on more. How did they get there? They had to eat shit for a long time. You're like, well, how long? 9 seasons. 9 seasons of eating shit. These fuckers couldn't last 2 seasons. They couldn't last 1.5 season of eating crap. They was like, oh, no, this is not what the business is. But it didn't start at 1 million per episode. It started at 20,000 per episode during the first season. And guess what? These guys were established. He was a comedian. And what did he do? He used the show to bolster his celebrity. And then he can go do these sellout tours for comedy when he wasn't filming. But then once he got to that 1 million per episode, shit was nice. You'd be lucky to catch him doing stand-up because he doesn't have to anymore. At this point, it's just all about whatever he wants to do. So this is apples to oranges because you have to remember, this is a SAG show. These people were established. They were established and they really didn't make bank until the 9th season. So they had to eat shit. In this game, you have to put in your work. You get it. Y'all want to go at Saban for being cheap. Don't blame Saban. He put the contract in your face. No one told you to sign it. But I wanted to be a movie star. Okay, well, if you want to be a movie star in Saban's world, here's the contract that all the movie stars have to sign. You are not special. You are unproven. I'm putting my money up banking on you. So if I'm putting my money up banking on you, you're going to follow my rules, okay? Because if the shit flop, your ass still going to expect to get paid, right? Yes, you are. But it happened to do good. So now you want a little more. All right, now, different people change their mind. Here is where it gets murky. Because according to Brent, David Yost was never part of it. He said, if we all do it, I'll do it. But if one person's out, I'm out. Because he knew that it could work if everyone did it. And what else? Jason David Frank never was a part of it. And the tape I'm about to show you is going to say, like, yeah, he was never a part of it. We played the Coliseum interview, but what if I said it was an interview he did before the Coliseum interview where he talked about this and he said these fuckers wanted $1 million per episode.
Money, okay? People see me, and I think that's why I appreciate money so much and respect other people and respect people that don't have money. And I don't care if you have money. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. If I like you, I like you. And I'm pretty down to earth, and you can come and you talk to me. That's why I never acted like an actor or, you know, and all those guys did. Austin did, and all those guys did. They wanted, you know, they went on strike and $1 million an episode, and I had a family to feed. I couldn't do that kind of stuff.
You'd be like, you talking out your ass. And I'm like, well, I'll play the tape and let you hear it. Now, this is where they kind of pissed me off during it, all right? JDF said he laments he was never part of the union, never was with the union. They were offered something new. So not only did Chaim was like, okay, all right, guys, you want more money? Here is a new offer. In the video, they never say how much the offer was. They just said it was a joke. As Austin, it was a joke. Well, what was the number? What number did you want? These are questions. If I'm talking to them, like, well, what was the number that you wanted? What was the new offer for? What were you making originally going into season 2? What was the new offer for season 2 and the movie? And what number did you have in mind? Because they could have had unrealistic expectations. They're like, well, we popular. We sold out Orlando studios. No, you didn't. Austin St. John didn't sell out Orlando studios. The Power Rangers sold out Orlando studios. Power Rangers were so popular, they had a show on Broadway. Guess who wasn't a part of it? These guys. Because you know what? They realized they could Disney on Ice this shit to send people around the world in helmets with their voices and make money too. So at that point, they realized your value was not much. But people overestimate their value all the time. He had people in his ear. He said it himself. So what was the new offer? Next time you go to the Comic-Con and you see these guys and you pay to interact with them, why don't you ask them that question? Hey, I saw the video on Fanward. Hey, I saw Henry's video. You said that you got a new offer. What was the new offer? So it seems like Chaim was trying to negotiate with them, but they didn't like the idea. And next thing you know, new Ranger auditions were scheduled. These guys got discouraged because, as he said, the other side had cut a deal. And what did they do? Divide and conquer. Hey, you with this shit? No, I'm not. Jason, you with this shit? He was like, nope. No, I'm happy to be here. All right, cool. Now that these fuckers are going, we about to bust down that money that we was going to give them and give it to you and whoever else stay. You pulled the Jerry Maguire and the shit, it backfired in their face. And in the end, they both regretted it. And during it, one of the things that they said, car shows in the day, they were making more money doing a car show appearance than they were making per season. So in their mind, they're like, I could do these car show appearances and I probably don't need the show. And guess what? After they left the show, sure, the car shit was popping for a little bit. And then guess what? The shit stopped. The franchise moved on and your popularity tanked. And then what? Now you got to go to Kuwait and play EMS. You got to get the hell out of Dodge. You need money. Daddy is like, hey, go get this government contract. And they both still, to this day, wish they were in the movie. They know they made a mistake. They can say here and say, I'm the hero. I stood on business. I was looking out for everyone else, and I sabotaged everyone else's career. We should have did the movie. We would have been solidified. And then guess what? After you do the movie, you have a little bit more leverage. The longer you stay on the show, the more leverage you get. You pulled the Jerry Maguire a little too soon. They bounced your ass, replaced your ass, repeated success, and then now your value tanks. It's donezo. Now look, guys, that is, my take. I mean, overall, the thoughts, the video was weak. It was weak. Here we go. Here's my notes right here. Here's my notes right here. I'll make them bigger. This was my notes, and I took this as I was watching it. So what are my final thoughts? Overall thoughts, the new video was weak. Now I know ASJ fans gonna say I'm just saying that because I'm a JDF fan, but putting that aside, what new did you actually learn from the video? If you've been here with me, most of this stuff you already knew. I knew he signed the contract when he was under the age. The selling point is them doing what more than likely is a scripted video about them leaving the show. And the things that stood out, there were no concrete numbers mentioned and nothing jarring stood out. There was no like aha moment, like, oh shit, I didn't know that. No, it was just a money grab. So now they got that. Now that that is over, let's get to JDF talking about how they wanted $1 million per episode.